Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So I'm a practicing doctor also preparing for UPSC Civil Services examination. Well, I last made my video on 23rd of February 2023 and today we are meeting roughly about after 3 months. So I had put my channel on hold because we had our prelims examination on 28th of May, which was 2 days ago. Now coming to the next question, how was prelims 2023? Well, here I'm sitting with my prelims paper and let's discuss the paper. So I think all the UPSC aspirants have had the same reaction to this paper. We receive the paper and we flip the pages and we look at the questions and we are in a shock. Why shock? Because UPSC has totally changed the pattern of the questions completely. So this prelims paper has been the most unconventional paper in the last 5+ years. With this paper, as it is popularly being said that UPSC has eliminated elimination. Yes, we could no longer use elimination trick over here. We had to know each and every statement. I don't know what kind of knowledge they were trying to test, because in my opinion, this is not testing knowledge. This is based on sheer luck. It doesn't look like, this would be testing someone's knowledge, because very absurd questions. I have never seen an exam with MCQs of this kind. Only one pair is correct, only two pair is correct, only three correct. You may mark a statement right, and that might actually turn out to be wrong, but eventually when you mark the option, only one is right, you may get your answer correct. So basically there is no distinction between someone who knew the answer correctly and someone who did not. So I think that's sheer randomness, sheer luck. So I don't know how UPSC is testing knowledge. Earlier, UPSC would actually help us arrive at the answer using elimination, where there would be very absurd options which we did not have in our books or which we were not supposed to know. We could still easily arrive at the answer. If out of the 3 or 4 statements, even if you knew 2 statements for sure, you would still be able to arrive at the answer using elimination. However, in this paper, that's not possible, because not a single question came along the lines of the previous questions. There were statements, but in the options we do not have choices like 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3, or 1 and 3. Instead, we have only 1 is correct, only 2 are correct, only 3 are correct, only 4 are correct, or none are correct. So there is no elimination here. That puts us in a very difficult situation, because even if you look at the standard of the questions, they are tough. They are not basic questions. Easy questions bhi hain, there are basic questions, but very few of them. Out of the 100 questions, 47 questions are the new type of questions along the new pattern, that is only 1 pair is correct, only 2 is correct, only 3, or all 4, or none. So in 47 questions you cannot use any elimination tricks. In the remaining set of questions, around 25 or 26 questions were one-word questions, one-word answer. For example, in which act the Governor General of Bengal became the Governor General of India? And you have 4 options. And the remaining questions were in the form of 2 statements, statement 1 and statement 2. And then the option says statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is the correct explanation of statement 1, or statement 1 is correct but statement 2 is not the correct explanation for statement 1, or none of the statements are correct, and so on. So basically elimination has gone out the window. Talking about how I fared in the paper, I attempted 90 questions, which many would say is a bit too much given the paper was so tough. But yes, I had to maximize my attempts, because there were only around 30 questions of which I was very sure. So I definitely had to use intelligent guessing, and even if I knew just one statement in the question, and even if I had no clue about the other statement, I still had to take some risk and go ahead and mark the answer. So I attempted 90 questions. The remaining 10 were those of which I had absolutely no clue, so I did not dare touch them. So that's about my first paper. I have matched my answers with that of the coaching institute's answer keys, and with one coaching institute I am getting 84.24, roughly 85, and with the other one I am getting 92. So there is a lot of variation, and so I think my range would be somewhere between 84 to 92. That's about paper one. Now, as if the paper one was not tough enough, we have the CSAT paper, equally tough, or I would go on to say that the CSAT paper was even tougher than the GS paper. My CSAT personally was very bad, and I have always in all my attempts managed to pass CSAT. I have never failed in CSAT, but with this paper I was in a very difficult spot, because in CSAT I was able to attempt only 34 questions out of 80 questions. Each time I usually attempt 40 questions, 40 to 42 questions, and I comfortably pass. But this time I attempted only 34 questions. Usually I depend on the passages, the comprehensions that we have, because that is one area of my strength. And usually we get around 35 to 36 or 32 at least questions from the passages. But this time we had only 25 questions from the passages, which came as a shock to me. So I started with the passages, and first I finished all the passages, and then I counted them and I was like, okay, there's only 25 of them. What am I going to do next? So I started flipping the pages. I started looking for reasoning questions, syllogism ke questions, yeah, simple maths ke questions, simple questions meaning average ke questions, percentage ke questions, profit and loss ke questions. But I was not able to find any of them. There was not a single question from percentage, none from average, and the usual calendar ke questions, syllogism ke questions nahi the. Every question from maths was very complicated, very scary looking, at least for someone like me who has not studied maths after 10th. Most of my engineering friends also found the paper quite difficult. They said that these questions are not doable in the given amount of time. Ye 10th standard ke level ke questions nahi hai. Ye questions come in the CAT exam. So that is the difficulty of the CSAT paper nowadays in UPSC. So that's about my exam, and even if I manage to get through in the first paper, I am almost certain that I will be failing my CSAT, because जब आपने 34 questions किए हैं तो आपके पास सिर्फ 5 questions गलत करने का scope होता है. And I have matched my answers with those of the coaching institute's answers of CSAT, and with one I'm getting 4 questions wrong, with the other one I'm getting 5 questions wrong. So I am stuck on the borderline. So I don't know which way I am going to be, in or out. Having said that, people are saying that all of those who are getting above 80 should start preparing for mains. And personally, I think that the cutoff this time is going to hit a new low. For the last 2 years, the cutoff has been lingering at around 88. I personally feel that the cutoff this time would go as low as 80 or 82, because it's not just the first paper. The second paper, the CSAT paper, is also going to decide the cutoff. CSAT is going to eliminate a lot of people. And I won't be surprised if this time most of the civil servants from this year are engineers or those with maths background. Anyway, so that's about my paper. And from tomorrow, I start my preparation. I am going to start preparing for mains. I'll be starting with my optional, which is medical science. So that's about the paper. And I am going to be a bit regular from now onwards on my channel. I really missed being on the channel. I missed making videos. I missed making shots. So I'm going to get started with that again. So that's about it. If you guys like the video, please do like the video. See you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.